The Traitors is a very popular show. Such a popular show that BB27 is currently airing, and I assume they took some notes. But in the summer of 2024, Buck Race 8 happened, and I answered the question of what would happen if you spill a little bit of Traitors into Buck Race. I may not be Alan Cumming, but I started this race by asking everyone a series of interview questions. The criteria I had for who got to be the Saboteur is first, they had to want to be the Saboteur, unlike Pecco or Reese. Then they had to be unsuspected, meaning they couldn't be mentioned too much in the who do you think it's going to be question, which ruled out people like Aaron and Owen. And you had to put something in the anything you want to add question, which ruled out Ren. And looking over everyone's responses, I decided the Saboteur would be Ace. For context, this was Ace's third season and second time being eliminated, making it through 2 truth ceremonies before eventually getting voted out. Ace was granted a mission. The mission of completing a task in every challenge and surviving 3 truth ceremonies, where contestants would be voting out a suspected Saboteur. If Ace managed to make it through all 3, he would be given all the $100 and he earned from his missions as a bonus right before the finals. Ace's first mission was to sabotage one of the players, and he chose Allison. The details of the sabotage was that the sabotage player did not get to answer 2 of the easy questions in the memory challenge. And if they ended up in the bottom half, Ace wins 15 extra $100 in the bin of deception. Allison did not end up in the bottom half. She got second place. So this was the first of many missions that Ace would fail. Alongside this competition was the first truth ceremony, which Ace survived due to the initial forming of the Survivor Alliance. This was all the people who had played Survivor together prior to this Buck Race, ganging up on Allison, Owen, and the eventual vote out, Reese. With Owen and Reese being seen as a threatening duo, they thought Reese was more likely to be the Saboteur than Owen, but unfortunately, she was not the Saboteur. And in a 3-2 to 2-1 vote, Reese was voted out, with Ace voting for Owen. Ace's second mission was to throw the Team Riddle challenge. If Ace's team lost, he would earn 30 $100 in the bin of deception. As the winner of the last challenge, Ren got to choose her team for the riddle, and she picked Ace alongside Aaron and Pecco for her team, leaving Ahmed, Owen, and Allison as the other team. This ended up being the only challenge Ace won all season, the one he was supposed to throw. Ace's third mission was to include a code word in the story writing challenge, and that word was juxtaposed. This would be important later. This was the first challenge he completed, earning him 1,500 bucks in the bin of deception. There was no mission in the next challenge, but everyone thought there was just to cause chaos. Ace's next mission was to win the Anagram Duo challenge with his partner, Reese. Reese had just come back into the game to replace Allison, who left. This was a very crucial challenge to win, not just for the extra 20 bucks in the 100 bucks in the bin of deception, but also the clue to the Saboteur that comes with winning. The clue included the word juxtaposed. Ahmed and Aaron ended up being the winning team and got the clue. This was the start to Aaron's downfall. But first, let's go over the next mission. Ace's next mission was to choose who he thought was going to be the first chopped out of the log chop challenge, and if he was right, he got 30 hunter bucks in the bin of deception. Ace chose his target as Owen, but Aaron had his own game plan. Aaron had pieced together the clue and figured out Ace was the Saboteur. Unfortunately for him, Ahmed was extremely convinced that it was Aaron. Aaron didn't help this tension at all when he made the plan to chop Ahmed out first, since he thought Ace would be least likely to pick Ahmed as the target. And it worked! Ace failed this mission. At this point, Aaron had pretty publicly accused Ace of being the Saboteur. Aaron realized it would be beneficial to keep Ace until the third truth ceremony so that they wouldn't have to worry about a new Saboteur that they had to catch. So Aaron brought up the idea of voting out Owen instead of Ace, which, although came from a smart idea, was not helping his case. He was gunning hard for Ace, and now he won't switches to wanting Owen out. The people didn't see the vision, because most of the people already thought it was Aaron, and now he's switching targets and orchestrating Ahmed to get chopped out first. None of this was a good look, and Ace could not have benefited more from it. By a vote of 5-2, Aaron was voted out, with only Ren and Aaron voting for Ace. When Aaron was voted out, however, it was revealed that he was an innocent, which meant only one thing. Ace was screwed. From this point on, there wasn't much doubt that the Saboteur had to be him. But he still had time to turn it around, if he learned anything from Flay. Ace's next mission was to pick someone that he thought would answer a 60-point question incorrectly in the bucking game, which led to a moment I will never let him live down. But he did pick Pecco, and Pecco did get one wrong. So that finally gave him 60 more $100 in the bin of deception. Mission number 8 was a bit more complicated, but it was a puzzle tournament. If Ace made it to the final round, he would get 30 Hunter Bucks in the bin of deception. If he correctly bet on the winner, he would get 50 Hunter Bucks in the bin of deception. Ace did not make it to the final round, but he did bet on Pecco to win, and he was right. In just 2 challenges, the bin had gone up from 15 to 125. But because I am nice and not heartless, mission number 9 was also non-existent, and the bin was given a free extra 60 Hunter Bucks, bringing the total up to 185. At this point, Ace himself only had 70 Hunter Bucks and was tied for last place with Reese. The final challenge was a word scramble challenge, with 3 individual duels between players. Ace had to choose a player that he wanted to go against and also beat that player. The person he wanted to go against was Reese, but the person he ended up going against was Ahmed, and he lost anyways. And now we get to the final vote. Ace knew that he could be guaranteed top 2 if Pecco got voted out, since she was by far in first place. So that's where he was voting, although he took no initiative to get anyone else to vote for her. Reese and Owen were voting for Ahmed. Initially, Pecco and Ren wanted to vote for Owen, because Pecco didn't feel good about voting her friend out. This was until Ahmed came in and said, let's be smart about this. It's most likely to be Ace, so how about we just vote for Ace? Okay, how about we do that? Eventually, they all agreed, and in a 3-2-1 vote, Ace was voted out. Ace was then revealed as a Saboteur, and the 185 in the bin of deception became the bin of friendship, and it was split among the remaining 5 players. Ace's game may have been cut short, but as a Saboteur, he was able to complete some of the challenges and lasted all the way until the final ceremony, in a spot where it literally took Ahmed protesting the other players to take him out. When will we ever see Ahmed or Ace again? Stay tuned.